on careers in cybersecurity under the webinar series of New Age World Technology. We live in a digital world where personal lives and finance have all begun to gravitating towards the internet, mobile computing, and electronic media. Unfortunately, this makes us more vulnerable than ever to malicious attacks, invasion of privacy, fraud, and other such unpleasant truths. This is the reason cybersecurity plays such a vital part of a secure and well-ordered digital. In this session, we will help your cybersecurity awareness. We will explore critical topics, why there is a need for cybersecurity, what kinds of threats are out there, the best security measures, and what you can do personally to be more secure using the internet. Well, we have here our panelist, Mr. Anshul Pandey, who is the CEO of Unique Technologies. He's an expert in cybersecurity training and has taken up assignment in Fortune 500 companies. He has an experience of 1,000 plus hours in training college students and corporates in India. Huge number of young minds who want to have cybersecurity as a career follows him. Now, I would like Mr. Anshul Pandey to take up the session and enlighten the participants with his rich experience in cybersecurity. Over to Anshul Pandey.
Hello. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are doing good in this lockdown. So from today, I think lockdown is something which was coming to an end. And thank you, ma'am, for such an amazing introduction. And thank you, ma'am, for calling me here. So first of all, I'll start my thing with something known as internet. How internet was started and how we entered into something known as cybersecurity. So 10 years down the line, we got internet, and at that time we were using internet for our entertainment purposes. Entertainment purposes, it means that for watching certain videos in YouTube, for doing XYZ thing into the Facebook Orkut. So I started my internet journey with Orkut, and at that time, I started talking to multiple people, so multiple friends over there, and I started engaging with my own word, with my own virtual word, can say. So at that time, we were using internet for our entertainment purposes, but like the things, so they have passed, and right now in that internet, there is something known as financial transaction which got involved. I, with my multiple teams, works day and night to secure the IT infrastructure, to secure the website, to deliver the awareness, to deliver what is best there in this internet. It means something is required. What is that something? That something is a security. So security plays a very vital role when it's come to the internet. Why? Because each and every time we always go with something known as Ola, Uber. Not in a lockdown, but maybe before lockdown. But right now, everything. Online world is something which were more popular. So it means with those online world, with those transactions, there is something known as cyber crime which got involved. And with this cyber crime, there is someone known as ethical hacker or someone known as cybersecurity professional, which comes in a picture, which came in this world. And with this, just a second. Yeah, with this, I entered into this world. So when I entered into this world, so at that time I was in my college, and at that time I got one case that there was one girl who tried doing suicide because her data gets compromised in the public domain, and with that, so at that time we were doing something in a cybersecurity, and there was a police department who called us and they said that this is a case which we got, and then we have investigated that entire case, and we came to one point that this is the culprit who has done this entire thing, and then that was a journey of cybersecurity. And after that, I have joined certain companies, and then I started my company. And see, when it's come to cybersecurity world, cybersecurity is not something known as where you hack certain people and you call yourself as a security professional. Here you need to talk about something known as security. So when security is something which is coming in a picture, it means you need to go and do n number of things. When we talk about in a hacking, there's a three term which is there. You must have studied that something known as white hat, gray hat, and black hat. When we talk about a white hat hacker, people like us who deliver this entire thing, who do this activities, who do this hacking for the certain organization, for security agencies, or for certain individuals. But when it's come to the black hat hackers, there is someone known as, there's a lot of people who always comes in the media and we call themselves as a black hat who is doing this entire thing for the money. They cannot get anything from there because their main agenda is to get certain amounts from while doing this entire thing. And there comes a gray hat hacker. Gray hat hackers means Edward Snowden. You must have watched certain movies called Snowden, or there is a lot of organization like Anonymous. All of those people comes under gray hat hacker. See, white hat hacker is a really great job because there you will get n number of opportunities. Because for each and every companies, the most important thing which they have is the data, and they require us to secure those data. Because once the companies gets destroyed, when the data gets compromised of any company, it means it's not a data which gets compromised, it's an overall company which gets compromised. Because the value of the company's value which is there into the stock market gets compromised. So it means we need to talk about all of those data. It means they require a professional. They require someone who have a understanding how to secure those infrastructure, how to secure the IT, how to secure each and everything, whatever they're using. So for that reason, they require us. So without wasting much time, I would love to share you some of the content. So here I cannot share my screen. What happened? Achha, now it's on. Okay, cool. Just a second. So just a second. Hello.
Yes, sir. Not visible right now.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a disable. I'm not able to share my screen.
Okay. Mm,
So sorry, audience. There's a certain technical faults which is there. So now, so meanwhile, I will be giving you certain demonstration. So just a second. Fixing all of those things, and then. So when we talk about cyber security, it means there is something known as cyber attack, which is there. So cyber attack means that. Can you see my screen now? Hello.
Yes, sir. It was visible. I think you are sharing.
Okay, now it's visible.
Uh, yeah, you are presenting something, but still something is not come up on the screen. I think it's in the process.
Cool. Now, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we
Yes,
talked about ethical hacking. We talk about hackers and what their role in this hacking field. And then when we talk about cybersecurity, it means securing the infrastructure. And then we need to talk about why we need a cybersecurity. What sort of attack which is there? So first of all, while when you will come into this industry, you need to talk about the cyber attack. It means we need to deal with a cyber attack, and this is not only there with the cybersecurity. This is there in every domain of cybersecurity. It means you talk about a web, you talk about network, you talk about forensics, you talk about investigation. In each and every domain, you need to tackle all of those things. When we say that a cyber attack, it means cyber attack can come in three. First one is network, and the second one is web, and third one is bank. So we'll see what sort of things which is there into this. So first of all, network. Network means collection of systems. Collection of system means there's a multiple system which is connected with the one network. Example, you can take example of any organization or any university or any school or any shopping mall, each and everything. It means, each and every system are connected with the one Wi-Fi there. And that Wi-Fi is something which is circulated into the entire organization. So if any attack which comes into one system, it will automatically get transmitted into the entire organization, entire company, entire school, or entire university. The attack which comes here is ransomware. So we'll see certain demonstration of ransomware within few minutes. So what is ransomware? First of all, we need to understand what is ransomware. So you must have watched certain movies of 90s in which there was a one guy which gets kidnapped, and kidnapper used to ask certain amount for releasing that guy. So mean there is, they used to ask certain amount from that family for releasing that individual, and if they gives all of those money, it means I know whenever they are giving all of those money, it means they used to release that guy. Other than that, they used to kill those people, right? So this was something which was there into this entire technology. But right now in technology, humans are not important. There's something which is more important is the data. So here, people used to kidnap a data and they ask certain ransom amount. And when they get those ransom amount, they used to unlock a system. They gives no data. Other than that, they used to sell all of those data into the public domain. There's a lot of companies which got attacked with the ransomware. You talk about Cognizant, you talk about Cognizant or maybe IBM, HCL, and there's a multiple security agencies. Like recently, there's one security agency from US which got attacked with a Maze ransomware. So there's a lot of ransomware which comes in a picture, and there's a lot of companies which got attacked with those ransomware. The ransomware, the example of certain ransomware is a Maze ransomware, WannaCry ransomware, Petya ransomware. All of these ransomware is something which has created a huge buzz in this entire industry. What is ransomware? Ransomware can be in a form of image, it can be in a form of link, it can be in a form of software, it can be in a form of anything. Once ransomware comes in your system, it infects your entire system, and after that, it only does not infect your entire system, but infects the entire system which is connected with the same Wi-Fi or same network. It means if my system is connected with one Wi-Fi and there's one more system which is also connected with the same Wi-Fi, it means my system and your system will get affected because we both are connected with the same network. And just take example, if a ransomware which is coming into one system of IBM, it means it will automatically get transmitted into every system which is connected with the same network. So right now I have a Petya ransomware. So this Petya ransomware was something. Can you see my screen? No. I'm sharing my. Is the problem of sharing? I cannot share my virtual machine.
Okay, if Abhishek sir can help.
Oh, sir?
Abhishek sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not
Can
able.
you
sir,
record?
I'm not able to share my virtual machine here. So
Okay.
I'm just trying to share only that.
सर जस्ट मिनट से मैं चेक कर लेता हूँ सर आपको ना टॉप पे सर एक ऑप्शन दिख रहा होगा फाइल एडिट शेयर का आप शेयर पे क्लिक करेंगे
Yeah, now it's coming. Oh, why got disconnected? Okay. Cool.
I think yes. Now you are.
Now can
Yes.
you see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what?
सर विजिबल है
Okay. So what is happening here? We have one software that is known as PUBG Pro Pack. So there's a multiple people who is very expert in playing PUBG. So PUBG is a very great platform. So if I'll give this PUBG software to any of the people who is very addicted to the PUBG, and if I'll say that I mean, this is software which I am giving you, and you need to install this software, and this is the hack of PUBG. With this hack, you can kill n number of people who are there into this PUBG. You can go with the speed of of car into the PUBG. So he will say absolutely this is a very good software, and he will click on that software. So, but actually this is a ransomware. So for lesser uh, for lesser attack, what we'll do, I'll disconnect my I'll disconnect my system with the network. Why? Because I'm attacking this virtual machine, that is Windows 7, with the ransomware, so that you can understand what is ransomware. And once ransomware comes in your systems, and then what happened, so I'm disconnected this virtual machine, that is Windows 7, from my network. So इससे क्या फायदा होगा, that once ransomware will come to your system, it means it will not get transmitted from all the system which is connected with the same network. This is my virtual system. Just try to understand, this is my virtual system. I am using a virtual machine over this Mac. Okay, so that you can understand this entire part. So I'm just double clicking into the software. So what will happen? Just try to understand. Yes. So once you will double click into the software, your system will get restarted. Like you can see, my system is something which is getting restarted. After that, it is giving me a notification that repairing file system on C. The type of the file system is NTFS. One of a disk contain error and need to be repaired. This process may take several hours to complete. It is strongly recommended to let it complete. It's a normal notification which you are getting at the time whenever you are updating your system. So it does not looks like any malicious notification. It is giving you a normal notification. But in a warning, it is saying that you need to turn off your PC. If you abort this process, you could destroy all your data. Please ensure that its power cable is plugged in, etc., etc. But in a backend, this is encrypting all my data. Just try to understand, it is encrypting all my data. Encrypting means it is just converting into some other language so that no one can understand this part, as well as within few minutes, within few seconds actually, it will block my entire machine. It means it will block my entire operating system. And then it will not allow me to enter into this machine. The people who have, has some hard problems, once you will see this screen, you will feel bad, right? So here it is saying press any key. So this is something which will come into your screen once ransomware will attack into your machine. So it is saying press any key. Once I will click any key, then it is saying you became a victim of Petter ransomware. The hard disk of your computer has been encrypted with a military-grade encryption algorithm. There is no way to restore your data without a special key. So it is saying that you became a victim of Petter ransomware. It means ransomware is something which came into your system. The hard disk of your computer has been encrypted with a military-grade encryption algorithm. This is an encryption method. This is an encryption algorithm which is used by Petter ransomware. There is no way to restore your data without a special key. It means if you want to restore your data, you need to specify certain key. And that key is something which you'll get from a kidnapper. That key is something which you'll get from the people who has created this ransomware. You can purchase this key on a darknet page shown in step 2. The word here is darknet. What is darknet? Darknet, there's a two thing which is there in the entire internet. The first thing is surface web and second one is darknet. Surface web and darknet. So just try to understand what is surface web and what is darknet. Surface web is something where you can directly enter. It means you can take example of India. India, we have two people. Now the one who has an Aadhaar card number and second one who doesn't have an Aadhaar card number or any of a government ID card. We call them a refugee, and the people who has an ID card, it means the people who has an Aadhaar card will consider them as a Indian. Just try to understand, if someone who is doing a crime who has an Aadhaar card number, we can easily track those people, and the person who is doing a crime who doesn't have any of the ID card, it's very difficult to track those people. The same thing is happening with the internet as well. In the internet, the people, the website or anything which is there into the surface web has certain IP, and that IP is a static IP. So we can easily track all of those things. And when we talk about in a darknet, each and everything, whatever available into a darknet, it doesn't have a static IP. It means within a second, that IP is something which gets changed. And that's the reason it's very difficult to track all of those things which is there in darknet. So around 95% of entire internet is a darknet. When we talk about darknet, darknet is a place where darknet is said to be a criminal's place, the place where e-commerce website of a drugs is available, the place where the e-commerce website of the data, which is the data, which gets compromised, all of those things is available. Extortion, bonds, etc. means you talk about every legal things is available there. And it's very difficult to track all of those things. So, for accessing those keys, you need to go to the Tor browser. And Tor browser is a only place. Tor browser is one of a place. It's not a only place, it's one of a place for enter into the darknet. So you will be using a Tor browser. You will be using this link, and with this link you can enter into the you can download a Tor browser, and with this link you can enter into the Petya's account, and there you need to specify this decryption code, and with this decryption code you will be you need to pay certain amount, then you will get a key, and with this key you can open your system. Just try to understand, this is a procedure of one system. So if you have 100 of system which is kind of the same network, it means you need to give amount to 100 of system. But this is all comes into ransom. Once ransomware comes into the system, it means it creates a very, very large destruction. There's a lot of companies which got attacked with the ransomware, and they paid a very heavy price to this. Because it's very difficult to get all of those data, because it's very difficult to decrypt this military-grade encryption algorithm. So if a new ransomware which is coming into the market, that is Maze ransomware. So it means they will have their own encryption algorithm. That's the reason it's very difficult to track all of those things. So we as a security professional comes in this picture that we will try to decrypt those code and we'll try to get all of those keys. The second thing is that we'll try to investigate this entire case, from which system this ransomware comes into this network and who is the person who is behind it. this entire thing comes under investigation. So we act as a policeman, but just try to understand we are much bigger than the policeman, because they used to do the physical investigation, but we used to do the cyber crime investigation. Just try to understand, So while I already had a conversation with the multiple people who were already doing good into this secure. I mean, who was doing good into this physical security. You talk about DCP, people in a DCP rank or ASP, SP rank. When I talk to them, then they always say me that, Anshul, we are good into the physical security. Whenever we are getting a case related to cyber crime, whenever we are getting a case related to cyber fraud, we are 100% sure, like we are 99.99% sure that we are not going to solve this case. Why? Because we have not seen any of a case which is similar to this. Means we have seen a case, but we haven't got any of a training to solve all of those cases. Just try to understand. That's the reason we exist. You must have studied something known as IP address. In IP address, there's a two term which comes: the public IP address and private IP address. Public IP address is that IP address which was something which was given by the internet service provider. That can be a Geo, that can be Idea, that can be anything. That is very, very important IP. Why? Because with that IP, you can track any people. I was investigating a case day before yesterday. That case was about one big celebrity, and what we got, someone has compromised this entire Facebook, someone has compromised this entire Gmail. And at that time, while investigating this entire thing, we got one IP that was a public IP, and with that IP, we got to know that that IP was something which was given by Bangalink. So Bangalink is a network provider which is there into the Bangladesh. With that IP address, we got to know that the IP which was allocated to this is Bangalink, and Bangalink is a network provider which is there into the Bangladesh. We talked to that network provider and we got that exact IP, exact address where this IP was allocated. And there we got to know that IP was allocated to a Dhaka region, and that was with very, very small bill. And with that, I got to know that in which building this IP was something which was allocated. And this was a way where we have tracked this entire thing. Private IP was something which was allocated by the router. So this entire thing comes under investigation. You need to do a lot of many things for the investigation purposes. So even a very, very small thing is something which is very, very required. There's a huge or a very, very high scope of cybersecurity which is available in the market. In this pandemic, in this COVID-19, like in this 3 months, there's an increase in the 300%. There's an increase in cybersecurity cases or cybercrime cases. There's an increase of 300% in cybercrime cases. Why? Because people started digging into this internet. They feel that internet is the only place where they can do n number of things. They can get n number of possibilities. And the people who are doing this entire thing is a BTech professional. The people who are doing this entire thing is a professional. They are the black hat hacker. But the people who are investigating the entire thing is a cybersecurity professional. So there's a two pillars which is available. You can go in the dark side, you can go in the white side. And once you will go into the white side, you can do wonders and wonders. Why? Because just try to understand, if you are helping government agencies, if you are helping the police department, if you are helping any of the organization, it means you have that potential that you can create your own brand name. You will be the one who will be handling a very critical or very sensitive thing. And that sensitive thing can be investigation. That sensitive things can be a data. That sensitive things can be a website. That sensitive things can be a network. And that sensitive things can be the entire organization. Because with your, so once you will do something wrong, it's not only you who will do wrong. It means this entire organization will be in your hand. Cybersecurity professional is that people, who sees the entire thing. If any hack, like I said earlier, in any of attack which comes into the organization, it's not the organization which gets compromised, it's the value of the organization which gets compromised. There's a huge problem which comes with the investor side, there's a huge problem which comes with the customer side, there's a huge problem which comes with everything. You talk about any of the big companies like Zoom. So, within 5 days back, there's a Zoom car which got compromised, and Cognizant, and so today in today's news, I'm not sure that you have watched certain news or not, but in today's news, which we got to know that Z5, you must have seen a OTT platform that is Z5. The data of G5 was something which gets compromised. Why it gets compromised? Because they have not followed all the security precautions for making this entire thing. They have not followed each and everything. When we talk about a security, it means when we talk about a web security, there is something known as WAF top-down attack, which they need to follow. And there's something known as VAPT, which they need to do on a regular basis. And who does this entire thing? The people like us, the people who understand cybersecurity at very deep. So this is the entire thing which is there into this cybersecurity. I can show a number of demonstrations. Like just a second, I'll try because I don't know how much time I have.
So you can carry on for a few more minutes if you have
Cool.
anything to share relevant
Sure.
to the audience.
Okay, so that is all about ransomware. I hope that you guys are clear with the ransomware. What is ransomware? How ransomware is something which is creating a huge problem with this entire market, into the entire industry. Then we have something known as web. Phishing attack is something which was creating a huge problem these days because there's like 60,000 domain names got registered with the COVID. When we talk about the registration, it's not a problem, but there is something known as ID and homograph attack. What is that attack? Let's take an example about Deepika Padukone. Copy this thing and I can share to this application. Okay. So once I'll open Deepika Padukone here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So once I'll search Deepika Padukone into this Google, I'm getting this much result. That is similar to this. But the next thing is that if I use one more Deepika Padukone here, which is looking exactly same like earlier. So this Deepika Padukone and this Deepika Padukone doesn't have any significance. They both looks exactly same. Once I'll copy this thing and I'll paste it here, I'm getting 0 result. It means everything which is there into this Google got deleted? No. It means this Deepika Padukone and this Deepika Padukone, which looks very similar to our normal eye, is not similar into the technology. It means this Deepika Padukone was something which was created by the alphabetical letter which I'll type from my keyboard. And this Deepika Padukone was something which was created by alphabetical letter plus this letters. This letter, which looks like a very similar letter of A, but this is not A. I mean, this is not a A, E, I, J, P, Y of English alphabetical letter, but this is something known as Cyrillic letter. So Cyrillic letters was letter which is not English alphabetical letter, and it holds some other ASCII value. So A's ASCII value will be totally different from a Cyrillic letter of this. So it means the thing which we'll create with this A will be totally different from something which will be created by English alphabetical letter. Let's take example. If I'll write www.facebook.com using English alphabetical letters, and if I'll write facebook.com with this, it's a very basic thing. Don't worry, it's not something which you cannot understand. Like I told you before that most of the people are totally new. That's the reason I'm just taking very small thing so that you can understand. So once I'll open this first facebook.com, I'll land up to my Facebook page. Okay? But once I'll open this facebook.com, what will happen? Let's see. I'll land up to some other website which is not a Facebook website. Just try to understand. There's once you will see this Facebook and this Facebook, there's no difference which is available. But when we talk about apple.com, this phishing attack is almost impossible to detect on a Chrome, Firefox, and Opera. How this thing is happening? There was a certain attacker. What they did, they have copied the apple.com website. They have copied this entire website of apple.com and they have hosted this entire apple.com into the same domain name, which looks like apple.com. It means they have purchased a domain name, which is a combination of English and Hebrew letters, Cyrillic letters. They have purchased apple.com with the combination of www.apple.com. It means they have used a combination of English and Cyrillic letters, and they have purchased the domain name from somewhere. And they have hosted this entire content of apple.com into this domain. And what happened next? They have given 80% discount in every Apple's gadget. It means the gadget which is available for a lakh rupees, now this entire gadget is something which is available at 20,000 rupees. And the major thing which they have done, so once you will open apple.com into your browser, it means you will land up to the real website of apple.com. So they have used a technique known as Facebook and Google AdSense for the marketing of this entire thing. So they have used a Facebook and Google AdSense. So each and every website it is coming into the right, that is Facebook, and so there's something which is coming at the right side, that is 80% discount in Apple today. People started clicking on that ad and they land up to the malicious website of apple.com. The link which was showing there was exactly similar like apple.com. So what happened with this? It means people have seen that this link is authentic, website is authentic, and they thought that this offer was something which was given by apple.com, and they started buying a product. Within a second, within one day, they got $10 million. which is absolutely a heavy amount. And after 5 days, they have blocked this entire content, they have deleted their website and everything. And after 1 week, people doesn't got any of their product, and they filed a case against Apple.com, that is Apple Inc. And Apple said that this is not our website. This was a malicious website, and you all went for a cyber. Just try to understand. Something which looks similar is not a similar. So in the internet, you doesn't understand that what is authentic, what is not authentic unless you don't have a knowledge. There's a huge demand of cybersecurity professionals which is there in this domain just because of this. So when we talk about this Facebook.com or this Apple.com, once you will go and see the certificate, it means this entire certificate was something which was given by which was taken by Facebook Inc. It means the certificate was something which was issued for the Facebook. But if I'll go this website, and here it is not showing any certificate, but it was if there was a SSL which was created, it means that SSL was something which was not issued by Apple.com, sorry, Facebook.com. This was something which was issued by some other issued for some other company. So it means through this you can get to know that which website is something which is authentic and which website is something which is not authentic. The same goes with the mobile application as well. So right now, each and every people is something who use a mobile application. There is something known as spyware which can get created, and through that your mobile content can get compromised. If I create certain spyware, that can be a certain application. So if I'll give those applications to you, and once you will download those applications and once you will install those applications with all the permissions which I have given, with that I can get this entire data of your system, of your mobile phone. Try to understand, it means nothing is secured until and unless you have knowledge. First step is you should have 100% knowledge, then when you can secure this entire. So mobile holds three things, and I'll not give the demonstration of this, but I want you to go and check out how these things are possible. There is something known as SMS, and in SMS can, in mobile phone, how mobile phone can get compromised. It can get compromised in three pillars. The first one is SMS, and second one is application, and third one is a call. With SMS, it can get compromised with the service message. What is service message? So first of all, you have seen that once you are opening a new mobile, once you are using a new mobile, at that time, once you are configuring a SIM card into this, so at that time you are getting some service message. That service message can be Vodafone MMS or anything, So that is a service message, and through that service message, if any of attackers can create a malware, and they can embed that malware into the service message, they can take the entire privileges of your system. So that service message, and absolutely it is possible. With call, something known as smishing, or some people say it's a wishing. So smishing or wishing, the both are, it means I can call you from anyone's contact number, and this is something possible. How this thing is possible? This is possible through VoIP calling. So I don't know, you guys are technical or not, and that's the reason. If you are technical enough, to just try to get this entire thing. Absolutely everything is possible, and when it comes to the application, the mobile phone can get compromised with this with the application through something known as spyware. If I can create certain application, it's absolutely possible. You can create an application using some of the inbuilt tool, or maybe you can use MSF for this. So with a tool that is known as Android or maybe Amit, all of those tools, something from where you can create certain spyware and you can use you can get this entire data of any mobile phone using those spyware. Just try to understand. You need not to understand this entire thing for a black hat, but if you can do this entire thing for white hat hacker, then you can do wonders. And so this is how mobile phone can get compromised, and web it means nowadays something known as phishing, which is almost popular. And with the phishing, if you can see ID and homograph attack, and that is something which was creating a universe in this entire industry. So that's all from my side. And right now, if I talk about a career in cybersecurity, so there's a huge demand of cybersecurity which is available into this market, and cybersecurity is something which is not like you can understand from certain videos which is available into the entire internet. Why? Because cybersecurity industry is absolutely like a medical industry. Medical, it means we have seen certain doctors. So what they are doing. So doctor is a one who once before going to the operation, before going for the surgery, he understands the bit and byte of those things. It means he understands the theoretical concept, he understands the practical concept, he understands everything over there, and this is how he can perform those surgery. Just try to understand. Just try to visualize a doctor who is watching certain videos, and then with those videos, if he's going to do certain operation, do you think that that operation can get successful? Absolutely not. Same thing is happening with the cybersecurity industry. People think that they can do anything with us with this industry just by watching certain videos from YouTube. Absolutely, it's not possible. For this industry, you need to understand this entire thing theoretically plus practically, and you need to have a mentor. That is something which is very important. In my life, I got one mentor when I was in second year, and that's the reason I was able to do this entire thing for certain organization, and then I started mentoring to certain people. So you need to have a good mentor for this, and if you're doing this entire thing, then only you can achieve something. Understand this entire thing from very authentic place, and then you can do anything, but make sure you have one mentor for this. The mentor can be of any domain of cybersecurity. It means he can be in a form of forensics, and he can be in a form of he can be from forensics, network, web, or any place. But mentor is something which is very important. So that's all from my side, and I think I'm not. I think this is the right time where you can start your career in cybersecurity, and you can do wonders after this. So thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, Anshu sir. And it was indeed a very enlightening session. You really explained so nicely and very well. It was constructed a very well way, and you talked about darknet, you talked about surface net, you talked about IP addresses, you talked about hacking and phishing. I mean, something which students should understand, and then they should decide what domain they really want to go in. It was indeed a very enriching experience, I think. I would like to ask students if they have any question for Anshul sir. They can type in question and answer session, and we can take it as we go further. And right now, I would like to call my convener and Dean ma'am, Dr. Latika, to speak a few words about this program. Dr. Latika?
Can you see me now, ma'am?
Yes, I can see you, but you're. Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, so thank you for inviting me. At the outset, I would like to first of all thank you, Mr. Anshul, for sparing his time for sharing his expertise with us. The talk was indeed very informative, and I'm sure all of you now agree how important cybersecurity is. We as a university realized it quite early, and I feel proud about it. And we started working on training our students. For last 2 years, we are running a program which is called BTech in CSC with a specialization in cybersecurity. We have very carefully curated the curriculum of this program with a lot of input from industry expert. And we did launch this program in 2018 along with Lucidius, which is one of the most progressive Indian companies in cybersecurity. This is a company which has seen a growth of around 300% in last 5 years. All of you should look at the journey of this company. Even they are securing our stock exchange at present and many good clients. So the main courses that we offer in this specialization include foundation of information security, learning about cryptography, how you encode information, hardware security, network security, and database security. Students learn a lot about Linux administration, shell programming. They do vulnerability analysis, penetration testing. And with all these new technologies coming up, cloud and Internet of Things, and so they're also learning. They're going to learn about cloud security, IoT security, and not to forget, of course, the web application security. Like he told you, web is one of the sources of huge vulnerabilities. Other than that, they will also learn about forensics and cyber law, how cyber law within the country operates and how international cyber law operates, because that's also an angle which these students can learn. So one good thing which we have included in this program are the industry certification. So we expect all our students to do one industry certification starting from their third semester. The first batch, which was started in 2018, they have recently completed their CompTIA A+, and I take pride in saying that all the students were able to acquire this industry certification, which is a very well accepted norm. And they'll be doing one such certification in each semester, including OWASP, which is one of the very well-known certification. We have also decided to fund some of the students for joining international internships. Here again, our collaborators, industry collaborator like Lucidius will help us, as in they have a clientele in more than 15 countries, and which is why they also have an interest in collaborating with us, because all these clienteles have been asking them that can you provide us some trained professionals. So they thought, why not join hands with academics and design a program and jointly run a program which is very useful in training such manpower which is required across the world. We can clearly see from Anshul's talk. So without taking much of your time, I just wish to say that cybersecurity is a very in-demand profession at present. And like Anshul said, it's a profession like healthcare. It's going to stay forever. So it's going to, somebody who's interested in things like that, there's a very good chance of doing good in life. Yeah, that's it from me, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Latika. It was indeed a very insightful talk about our program, Big Tech Cybersecurity, collaboration with Lucidus. And we have a panel discussion here, which will be there with us is Nandini Rana. She's a BTech student, second year student of cybersecurity, currently studying in fourth semester. And Nandini, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great. Nandini. Okay, Nandini likes, she has a technical interest like web security, information security, cryptography. Also, she likes to read and sing and dance in her free time. Well, Nandini, I would like to ask a few relevant questions which comes to my mind. That is, seeing you, very few girl students are there in cybersecurity. Do you feel kind of difficult to come or do this kind of cybersecurity thing while in the class where the majority are boys only?
No, not at all. I don't feel any difficulty because, as we know, that it's 2020 and girls have excelled in every field that is possible. So it's just about the interest. If you have interest in any field, you can excel in it.
Oh, great, great. Can you tell me something? What kind of experiential learning you have in your class? Like, what is the mode of study in your class?
So in cybersecurity, I'm in second year. So basically, we have 80% practical knowledge and 20% theory. So everything we study, we usually do it practically. We try everything on our PCs. We are given a proper technical environment. We can test our attacks and then provide mitigation for them. And we also, these come in very handy because recently I had a situation where one of my uncle got hacked and he came to me, and being in second year I was able to help him in every way I could and him from losing any money.
Oh, that's great. Wonderful, wonderful. That was a great experience for you, I think. And
Yes,
good
ma'am.
that you shared that thing with us. And I would like to know that my students also would like to know that have you done any kind of project because you are still in second year? Were you able to do any project or do you have a plan to do any internship? And who is going to provide? There are so many questions which comes to my mind.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, we have a designated subject as a project in every semester. Till now, I'm in second year. We have covered 4 projects so far, and from the second year onwards, we also have a certification for each semester. So till now, I have completed 4 projects, which include website, and I have learned Android development and successfully made an Android application on cryptography. And this semester I had a research on cryptographies and XSS cross-site scripting, through which we could explain the attack in various forms, and we could provide mitigation and how to stop this attack and how we can protect ourselves.
Wow, great, great. It was about
And as Latika ma'am said, we have completed our CompTIA A+ certification, and we this semester we are supposed to do RHCSA. So we are hoping we'd excel in that too.
wow, my best wishes. Apart from technical part, I would like to know what do you take part in curricular activities? Do you have that much of time that you spend at least some part of your time doing some curricular activity?
Yes, actually, this is a myth that cybersecurity or any computer science student does not have time to do anything. But it's not true. We take part in every activity as we can. I'm a part of the cultural society in our college. I've been a part of mostly every event. I speak. I do the public speaking. I have performed at various events too.
Thank you, Nandini. It was really wonderful to have you. And now
Yes,
I invite my second panelist, Shivaditya Singh Tomar. He's our alumni. Shivaditya, are you there?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello. He's an alumni of BAS 2018, and he has pursued his master's in cybersecurity and computer forensics. He was awarded graduate research assistantship as he did his MS from North Dakota, USA. I'm so thankful that you are here at this hour of your time is 6 o'clock, I think. And yeah, the question here is that since you have a little bit of experience technically as well as you have done masters, so anybody who wants to pursue BTech would like to go for masters. Some of them want to go for masters. So what they have to keep in mind?
So I think cybersecurity is a really good option, especially when you are doing something in computer science, because computer science is like the base of cybersecurity. So it's not about if you want to do something in cybersecurity, you have to be good with computers. You have to know the in and out of it. So having a good base in computer science is really good for your masters, because there are people who are coming from non-technical backgrounds, and it's not a dead end for them, because there are so many other roles where someone which is not that technical can go for. So something like if someone wants to go towards risk management or towards security audits, privacy engineering, all these roles do not require that much technical background. So like there are endless options when it comes to cybersecurity. But what I personally feel is like if you want to go for something which is really technical, so something like security operations analyst, which I am currently doing over here at Sanford Health, which is a medical company in South Dakota. then for those kind of roles, something like a computer science background is highly, I'll say, needed. Specifically for roles like malware analyst, where you have to be good in each and every domain of computer science. That's when you'll be able to break into the security, improve it, find the flaws. So yeah, computer science is a really good starting for security.
Great, great, Shivaditya. Also, I assume that it is not that you have to be a hardcore coder for this. You have other options as well if you are not a very
Mhm.
hardcore coder, right?
Yep, so I can say there are almost 13 to 15 different roles when it comes to cybersecurity, and 3 to 4 roles are the ones which require high skills in tech coding and everything. Otherwise, other roles are not that much highly like coding requirements are needed in that.
Oh, great. So you have your own company. You have ventured your own company, which
Hmm.
is Tomar Cybersecurity. Can you share your experience? At such a young age, you have started your
Hmm.
company.
So it started way back when I was studying in Ansal University. I started with a startup called Steel Binary. So I used to do a lot of bug bounty. That's when I thought of like going ahead with the startup. Didn't get a lot of time that time, but now when I'm already working in this domain, I thought of expanding it more. Uh, right now, what we are doing is we are working on threat modeling and simulation attacks and providing advisory to different companies. So I recently started with one of my professors at Dakota State University, where I was working on a malware research platform where we developed a framework for this attack simulation. And once when it got a patent, that's when I'm trying to go ahead with my startup, and I'll be working on this role with few other folks who are working with me.
Thank you very much, Shivaditya. I think you have briefed us very well how a student should pursue for his or her higher studies. What should he keep in mind? What are the requirements? And anything else you want to share with the students if you have anything special in the mind?
I would just say when it comes to cybersecurity, it's the curiosity which has to be always there in you. So if you see something wrong happening, that's when you start investigating further. So recently I found a vulnerability in Apple when they gave me a payout of like $10,000. And that was like just out of curiosity. So I got a new iPhone. I was syncing it wirelessly through the iTunes. And that's the time when I was like, just let's see how the interception looks between the communication of iTunes and the Apple product. And I broke into the security, I reported it, and they acknowledged it too. So, yeah, curiosity is a big thing when it comes to security.
Absolutely, Shivaditya.
Mhm.
Curiosity is a key word here in cybersecurity. And I would like to go back to the first panelist, Mr. Anshul. Sir, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. A few questions which are in the minds of participants. What are different job opportunities? Well, you have said a few, but I would like that you clearly mention few job opportunities for cybersecurity.
So first of all, ma'am, once someone who has already completed this entire thing, so first of all, they can go with a web security analyst or malware security analyst, and after that, security auditor. There's a huge scope which is there in this market, you know. So either he can pursue with this as a freelancer, he can do a bug bounty hunting as well. So there he can get a number of things. So like he has already mentioned that he got a bug into this apple.com. So there's a huge number of opportunities of a bug bounty which is already there. So there's a multiple website like a bug crowd, all of those websites which is available where they are listing this entire thing, that you can find out a bug and you can report those bug and you can get I mean huge amount of those things. There's a one of my friends named Anand Prakash and Nipun Jaiswal, and then Subham Vasist. All of those people have already found a bug into multiple website, and they have collected amount which is more than a crore rupees. So it's because of the zeal, because of the things which they have. So first of all, cybersecurity is not something where you will be doing this entire coding. In each and every day, you are getting a number of challenges. So challenges, as in you will be seeing a number of a number of applications, and what are the things which is there in those applications, what are the vulnerabilities which are there, and in each and every day, vulnerability will be something which is absolutely new for you. So all these things comes with a zeal of understanding. Like if you really want to do this entire thing, if you really want to investigate this entire thing, then only you can do anything in the cybersecurity.
Great, Anshul sir. And $1 million question which everybody has in mind. And they ask that what is the starting salary of a cybersecurity hacker, I should say, or whatever, or cybersecurity person?
Ma'am, come again. Can you please repeat this?
What is the starting salary of a cybersecurity professional, and what is the highest he can go for?
See, ma'am, first thing, salary is something where we need not to look on, because
Yes, absolutely.
first of all, if you have a knowledge, like I said before, it's not something. The thing which you are doing. It's not class D or class C kind of job where you are just doing this, where you are working and you are getting a paid for that work. Here, the amount of work which you will be getting, it's something which is not at all this is something which I cannot quantify. Because see, if you're working in certain companies, so on an average you will be getting, and starting you will be getting on an average salary, this will be 6 LPA to, on an average at the starting of your career. But with this, if you're doing a bug bounty, then you can get a number of things and number of opportunities. So this is all. This all things is there in this cybersecurity. So
great. Okay, while recruiting somebody, you must be recruiting many people. So what do you want to know from the person? How do you recruit a person?
Cool. The first thing which I always look is that amount of understanding which he holds. The amount of understanding means the practical knowledge which he holds. What is something which he has done? Like how Nandini has briefly described that the project work which he has completed, and what are things which he has done into that project. And after that, this entire things comes with this practical understanding, because like I said before, this cybersecurity market is all about understanding this entire thing practically. It's not about theoretically. In theoretically, you can explain n number of things, but without understanding this entire thing practically, you cannot do anything in this market. The first thing which I look is how will people understand this entire thing practically.
Oh, great. Sir, from all the three panelists and our convener, we have seen that this particular field is in so much of demand that we have very less cyber warriors here to pick up these jobs. And the market is growing, and it is said by a cybersecurity venture that this will grow to 7 billion by the end of 2030. And without doubt, cybersecurity is the future of the modern digital world. At the end, I would like you to fill the feedback form, and I would ask Abhishek to share the screen so that, in the chat box also, question and answer session also, there is a feedback link. Everybody needs to fill the feedback link so that he can get a participation certificate. Without this, you won't be able to get the participation certificate. Again, I would like to thank everybody, every participant, and I'm sure that the reason you have enrolled in this particular webinar, it has fulfilled. Any question, anything you want to know in the future, you can contact me, you can contact the college, you can contact sir. So all the ways are open. We wish you all the best, to the participant, to the speakers as well. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you very much. And this link will be open for a while, and everybody can note down the link and fill the Google form, and automatically certificate will generate. Thank you.